All right. Hey, welcome to another live feed reads on Friday. It is, in fact, man, it's 1 p.m. Isn't that wild? I
Yeah.
just find that to be crazy wild. Well, welcome to live feed reads. Here we are. Today we've got Ryan Reed again with us. We're going to do another community spotlight. You know, the thing I
Mhm.
love about Reed and Reed is that their clients always come first, even ahead of their own marketing. So sometimes when we do the podcast, there's just a last minute shift and suddenly Paul's not available or something like that. And they always put their clients first. So Ryan is here to pitch in, and I really appreciate you covering Ryan. So kudos to you
Yep.
guys.
Yep. And Echo's not so much of a client. It's more of a community partner we have. We've
Spotlight.
been working with them
Yeah.
for several years now. I wish it was longer. They actually, I've been on the board of directors now for about a year and a half, getting my feet wet, my foray into what a board of directors even is. I was told by Zach Kamish when he recruited me that, oh, you just go to a meeting once a month. That's it. And Eleanor just shakes her head when I told her that because there's a lot to it. I kind of always thought boards of directors was just a nominal title and nothing really got done and you rubber
It
stamp
depends.
everything. But
Yeah.
there's actually a lot more involved in what I'm learning that a board of directors does for an organization, and it's
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun, a lot of learning involved. And but I get to see kind of on the back end just how great the work that's done, in reality from everybody at the organization. And so we have with us here our friend Miriam.
Yeah.
Miriam, why don't you tell everyone a little bit
Hello.
about yourself?
Sure. Well, thank
Yeah.
you for having us here, and thank you for being such a good board member.
Mhm.
You're doing a great job, even though you're
Yeah.
stepping in, and so far so good. So
Yeah.
kudos to you. So yes, as Ryan said, my name is Miriam. I am with ECHO, which stands for Emergency Care Help Organization. We are a local grassroots nonprofit in the Brandon and Riverview area for the last 38 years and going and moving forward. So my role is development manager. What does that mean? Fundraising, awareness to our mission, a lot of community partnerships, as Ryan mentioned before, and just also just getting the word out as to what we do in the community. So with that being said, what do we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Emergency services, which means emergency food and clothing, but really long-term sustainability and stability. What does that look like? It comes through with our back to work program, mobile back to work, job coaches. We do one-on-one job sessions, workshops and trainings. And then with our advocates, we will sit down with our neighbors. We call them neighbors instead of clients. And we will sit down and do any housing, shelter, navigation, and resources and other more case planning needs.
Mhm.
So that's really ECHO in a nutshell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect
Okay.
description.
Great. Awesome. Yay.
Wish I could
So do
say
you
that
guys
everywhere I go.
do you guys serve those who are mostly impacted by like an emergency situation, or is it more like they're stuck in a long-term disparity?
So it is everything under that umbrella, right? It could
Okay.
be someone that is newly homeless. It could be someone that unfortunately is living a homeless life. Or it
Mm-hmm.
could be someone just like my family, right? Two working adults with adult children, or it could be small children in the house. And we're just finding ourselves like, money's tight, especially now as we all can feel it with the economy and inflation the way it is. So anything
Mm-hmm.
that just falls in a emergency need, that you just need to come in and receive services.
Mhm.
Got you.
And they have
Yeah,
two
I get
locations,
that, man.
Jason. They have their original campus, as we refer to it, over off Parsons.
Yeah, I think I've seen
What's
that one.
by Clay? Is it Victoria
Yep.
Clay?
So it is on Parsons Avenue, and it is less than a quarter mile north of Highway 60, Brandon Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Our second resource center
It's
is
just past
in
the train
Riverview.
tracks, right?
It is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you hear
yeah,
the train
yeah.
coming by. Yes. And then our second location is off of 301 and Riverview Drive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was a new one they were able to purchase and renovate, and it looks beautiful.
Mhm.
We
Awesome.
go there. Once every other board meeting, we're at that location, and to see from what it looked like when they got it,
Mhm.
pretty run down, and to see what they've been able to do with it with the help of other community
Yeah,
partners
that's
that
right.
did a lot of what's the word pro bono work or
That's right.
in-kind donations with their
That's right.
services. Really got it tip top. It's a nice facility
It
now.
is.
Very cool.
Very nice
Mhm.
to see.
Yes.
Very cool. And so Ryan was telling me that you guys have some upcoming events. Do you guys do a lot of events as a way of kind of spreading awareness and things like that?
So it's funny, we are shifting to where we are doing more community events,
Hmm.
just to get our awareness and our name out into the public, right? So we do have two upcoming events in October. Our first one is music trivia bingo at the Talking Pint in Riverview, and that's October 15th. It is on a Tuesday evening, so after work, come have a beer, have some fun, and play for a good cause. There's going to be about 10, 12 raffle baskets there as well. You can purchase the tickets online. And then we have a second event that is actually being sponsored by our local church here in Brandon, Bay Life Church. Their men's ministry is putting together their fourth annual play shoot. So if you like to
Oh, cool.
hold a rifle and shoot plays, then come on out and have fun with that. And it's also supporting Echo. They have chosen us as their charity of choice this year. So there's something for everyone. And
That's
then
awesome.
if you follow
That's
us
really
online,
cool.
then you can keep up with our upcoming events for the next few months and the rest of the year next year.
Perfect. Yeah, traditionally, I was exposed to Echo from they do a big breakfast every year.
That's right.
And other than that, it was pretty much word of mouth in that breakfast.
Right.
But I think now, like you said, they're shifting to do 5 to 8 events this year. I think Backpack Hero we just got done wrapping up, which I personally love. That was a great turnout from the community. And then music bingo. I know Jackie's going to be. Me and Jackie are going to be to that one. Sporting clays. We'll see if we can make it. I want to say that we have a wedding that weekend. I'm officiating actually.
So yeah, you really need to be at the wedding.
Yeah. But my dad does love Fishhawk Sporting clays, so I might try
Yeah.
to send him there and Reed and Reed instead.
Great.
So another question for you: if somebody recognizes that they're in your sphere of service and they might have a family member or themselves in a place of need, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Sure. So it is just come in. We are open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that's for emergency services and back to work and advocacy.
Okay.
Our case planners, so our advocates will, depending on the need, you will have to do a appointment, but that can be done if you come in person. Tuesday nights we're open at Brandon. Thursday nights we're open at Riverview, both times between 5 and 7 p.m. So if you're working and you can't come during the day, just know that we are available in the evenings.
Oh, also, Jason, for everyone's edification, they also have things that they've had the original thrift store on 60 for a couple years,
right.
But last year they launched another thrift store on Kings and Bloomingdale in that plaza, next to Bin and Board, right around there.
That's right.
So if people do have, lightly or gently used clothing and home goods, things that they're looking for a place to send them, rather than those little
To be a good use.
dumpster locations at random places, like bring them to Echo.
Very cool.
It goes to people in our community. It's really good to see.
Yes.
That's great. That's great.
I have some in my car for you. Actually.
Yeah, great. I'll take it after we're done. And speaking into the donations, both of our thrift stores are open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6. Donation drop-offs are from 10 to 2 at both of those locations. And our neighbors come first, so they restock our resource centers for our neighbors to be able to pick their clothes out if they need it before the store opens and that kind of thing. So always take care of our neighbors first and then the rest of the community, so you shop for a cause.
Yep.
Very cool. So one final question. So I do a lot of work when I'm not working with Reed and Reed with the Home Education Foundation. And sometimes we find families who they're hard pressed. The kid's just trying to get through. Maybe they'll want to get their GED, or the family is falling apart and the kid's kind of stranded. And home education is something that every parent has the right to do, but like sometimes they choose it just so they don't have to do anything for like the last year or two and can kind of like release their kids. Do you guys come in alongside any of those situations and help the kids with like GED or readiness, like job readiness and things like that?
Yes, great question. And yes, to answer yes and yes to both questions. So yes, we do prepare for job readiness. And also we have a retired teacher that will come in. So if it's someone at whatever stage of the GED, because I believe there's 4 parts to it. So if they are needing just to pass, like, let's say the reading portion or the math, whatever section of the GED, and they just need an extra help. We have the retired teacher, Miss Carolyn, and she can come in and sit with them and just kind of help them different navigations and training tools to help them be able to get to that next step and pass that
That's
section.
cool.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's really, really good to know. We may need to connect up after today's podcast then, because that might be a
Great.
good resource. Yeah.
Love connections. Love connections.
I don't have any further questions for her. Ryan, do you?
No, just hope to see all of our friends. You know, if you can support, please, on their website, which will be linked. Also, their social media has the information. We're going to be posting it on our social media as well. You know, if you're looking for something to do October 19th or, like I said, October 15th, you got music bingo, you got clay shooting. And even if you personally can't attend these events, you know, there's sponsorships available for the clay shoot. You can get your business out there. There's also, like I said, the raffle that you can donate. All this is going to be donated, the proceeds donated to Echo. So you can still support the cause without having to be there physically. So please, if you feel moved, go on, check their information out and see what you can do.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, Ryan, I'm glad you guys do these community spotlights. It's really cool to hear from some of the entities in the community that you guys are local to and kind of how you integrate and support them. And thank you for being with us today from Echo. And if there's nothing else, I'm going to roll us on out and cue the music. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the family.